Good day everyone, I am Nice Navarro and today I am going to present the given problem as a representative member of Group 3. The member of this group are Tristan, Patrick, Adrian, Nice, Neil, and Kevin. The table of contents are the given problem, number 3, the source code of the class, and the main class, and also the output. The problem I am going to present is the given problem number 3. In this given problem, the student should be able to apply the programming concept in object-oriented programming called the overloading constructor. Now, to define the given problem, it says here, write a class named rectangle with two instance variables. The variables are the length and width, both type of double. Also, create a method that will compute the area of a rectangle. The class should have three constructors. The first constructor has no parameter, that is, values of both length and width are assigned to 0. The second constructor accepts only one parameter, that is, both the length and width will be assigned with the same number. And the third constructor accepts two parameters, that is, two numbers are assigned as length and width respectively. Furthermore, create a class with main method where you will create three objects of the class of the rectangle, one with no parameters, one with one parameter, and another with two parameters. Also, allow the user to enter the value for the object that requires parameters and print the area of the rectangle for each object. After defining the given problem, we begin to implement the code. First, we need to create a class called rectangle. The given problem asks for two instance variable for the sides of rectangle, that is the length and the width. So here in our class, we declare two attributes, the length and the width with type double. After declaring the attributes of rectangle, the given problem expects to have three constructors in our class. The first constructor should have no arguments, and the value of both length and width are assigned to default value of 0. So here we created the constructor with no parameter. The second constructor accepts only one parameter, meaning that the value passed in this constructor will be the value of both length and width. So to do that, we called its class name rectangle as constructor, and we pass only one argument, that is the length with type double. To assign the value of both length and width, when we pass a value to this constructor, we say this.length is equals to length and this.width is equals also to the length. The third constructor accepts two parameters, that is the length and the width of the rectangle. To do that, we call its class name again called the rectangle. Inside the parentheses, we accept two arguments, that is the length and the width with both type double. To assign the values, we say this.length is equal to the length that is going to be passed in the parameter and this.width is equals to width. After creating the overloaded constructor, we are expected to create object method that will compute the area of the rectangle using its length and width. So void as the return type and the method name is called area. Inside the method, we perform calculation of getting the area of a rectangle. By doing that, we will only need to multiply the length and the width. So double area is equals to the length times width. After that, we will print the area of the rectangle through system.out.println the area is plus the result of the area. After we create the rectangle class, we will now instantiate the class in our main method. In our main method, we are expected to create three objects of the class rectangle. One with no parameter, one with one parameter, and another one with two parameters. Also, we will need to allow the user to enter the value for the objects that requires parameters. By doing that, we will create a scanner that reads the user's input. So scanner scan equals new scanner system.in. The user's need to enter the values for the length and width. So here we say system.out.print, enter the length. The values to be entered by the user should be saved so that we can use it in our program. So we store it in variable called length with type double. So double length, it equals to scan.next double. The same thing also for user's input for the value of width. After that, we create the three objects, namely rectangle 1, rectangle 2, and rectangle 3. In our object rectangle 1, we put no parameters. In our object rectangle 2, we are only expected to accept one parameter. That is the value that the user entered, which is the length. In object rectangle 3, we will pass the user's input of both length and the width. Rectangle rect3 equals new rectangle, the length, and the width. After creating three objects of the class, we will now print the area of objects. So to access our object method that prints the area of the rectangle, we say rectangle1.area, rectangle2.area, and rectangle3.area. When running the code, we see here says enter the length and enter the width. That is input coming from the users. So the length input by the user for this instance is 14 and the input width is 24. And then now it will output the area of the three rectangle objects that we created. So the area of rectangle 1 is 0 because we did not put any parameter in there. The area of rectangle 2 is 196 and the area of rectangle 3 is 336.